The visuals and production from Illumination are next level great. There is definitely enough wow factor on display here. The voice cast and acting knocked it out of the park, more on this later, and Brian Tyler's score and adaptations of Koji Kondo's iconic music is absolutely delightful, and might just be the biggest highlight, in a movie filled with them. So what about the writing and story? Well, honestly, how you'll think upon and experience things will be very much dependent on how you answered those questions I opened this review with. Because let's face it, the video games of the Mario franchise were never deeply plotted or had stories that deviated much from the archetypal rescue the damsel in distress quest to collect the hidden or magic item, defeat the villain and save the world shtick. So why on earth anybody would think this movie would, or should, deviate from that path is beyond me. Heck, one of the common criticisms of the original 1993 live-action film is that the script deviated from the source too much and complicated the plot. In my humble opinion, the Super Mario Bros. Movie stuck pretty close to the source material, did it very well, and yet managed to put a fresh enough spin on proceedings. So now back to the voice cast. Let's get the elephant out of the room, Charles Martinet. I am one of those first-generation Mario fans who grew up with Lou Albano on the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And of course Bob Hoskins in the live-action Super Mario Bros. Heck, I distinctly remember Peter Cullen, yes, Optimus Prime himself, voicing Mario in the Donkey Kong segments on Saturday Supercade from the early 1980s, and thus for me Martinet was never, ever the definitive voice of Mario, and to be honest, to this day I find Martinet's characterization a bit jarring. So with all that background in mind, I never entered this movie with any kind of bias towards or against Chris Pratt. He was fine in the role, scratch that, he was much better than that damned faint praise. He was really good, though I doubt Pratt will ever reach the kind of iconic status in the role that he'll be the first voice people hear in their head when they think of Mario. Also, for those aggrieved Martinet fans, pay attention and you'll be rewarded with a couple notable cameo appearances in the film. Charlie Day captured Luigi brilliantly, and as opposed to Chris Pratt, his performance might actually go on to achieve that iconic status, especially given that Martinet's Luigi is really not that different or distinguishable from his Mario rendition. Seth Rogen and Fred Armisen as Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong respectively were a hoot. But if I had to name the three standout performances, it'd be Keegan-Michael Key as a spirited and faithful Toad, Anya Taylor-Joy as a particularly spunky Princess Peach, and of course Jack Black wonderfully hamming it up as the scene-stealing Bowser, King of the Koopa.